Okay, so happy Monday. So this is what you're doing today. We're going to go over polynomials and we're going to do some basic operations with polynomials. So what is polynomial first? Polynomial is expression with number x with exponents. So it's a combination between all these different terms. So if you look at my handout here, we have, see, this is polynomial. 4x minus 3 is a polynomial. All of these in parentheses are polynomials. See, 4x minus 3 is its exponent 1 because the highest exponent is 1 for x. This polynomial here, 6x squared minus 3x plus 4, it's a polynomial with exponent 2. Degree is 2 because the highest exponent for x is 2. So pretty much what you're going to do with these polynomials, we're going to add, subtract, multiply. So here, because between them you have plus, you're going to add, subtract. Between those two, there is no operation, so that there's no sign, and the operation is multiplying. So if you have like this parentheses again, that means the operation is a multiplying. We're going to multiply the polynomials. Okay, all of this is multiplying polynomials. And then you're going to do some applications with revenue and cost functions. Okay, so that's what we have for today. So let's start with the basic operations of adding and subtracting. So how you add polynomials and subtract the same way? The rules are the same. So you're going to take off the parentheses first, and then you're going to combine like terms. Okay, so taking out the parentheses. So if you have polynomial plus polynomial, I'm doing number 1. I'm going to take off the parentheses because this is plus, there's invisible 1. So when I multiply by plus 1, everything is going to stay the same. So I'm going to have 4x minus 3 and then plus 7x plus 8. So when it's plus, you pretty much just erase the parentheses and don't worry about them. Everything stays the same. Then from there, we're going to combine like terms. What that means? We're going to combine x with x and number with number. Okay, so we're going to add 4x and 7x, and we're going to combine also negative 3 and positive 8. And then we're just going to write what is left. So when I combine 4x plus 7x, how many x's? 4 x's and 7 more give me 11x, right? We're going to keep the x. And then we have negative 3 and positive 8. We're going to add those two. It's going to be plus 5. And this is my final answer. When I add those two polynomials, I'm going to get 11x plus 5. It's another polynomial. It's expression. You're going to get, just combine like terms, and whatever you get, that's your answer. Okay? That's how you do it. Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So now let's go to the next one, subtraction. When you subtract, you're going to take off the parentheses again. So because the first polynomial have plus in front, so it's invisible 1. So just going to take it off, erase them. And then the second one has minus 1. So when you distribute this minus 1, you're going to distribute to everything inside. So this is very common mistake here. Be careful when you distribute the negative 1. This negative 1 is very common mistake. This negative 1 is going to change 13 to negative. Negative 5 is going to change to positive 5. And negative 1 is going to change to positive 1. So be careful with distributing the negative in front of the parentheses. So what you're going to get is, I'm going to copy the first set, the first polynomial, which is 6x squared minus 3x plus 4. Nothing changed there because it's positive in front of the parentheses. It's nothing in front, which means 1. And then we're going to distribute negative times positive 13 is negative 13x squared. So everything stays the same, just the sign is changing. Negative times negative, it's a positive 5x. and positive 1. So change all the signs. And then after that, we're going to combine the like terms. So combining x squared with x squared. Then you're going to combine x with x. And then you're going to combine the numbers. So the numbers are 4 and 1. So when you combine all the like terms, let's see what you have. 6x squared minus 13x squared. So you're just combining the numbers and keep it x squared. So 6 minus 13 is going to be negative what? Negative 7, and keep it x squared. Then we have negative 3x and positive 5. So you technically do negative 3 plus 5, or 5 minus 3 is plus 2x. Make sure you do the connection between the terms. If it's positive, it's going to be plus. If it's negative, it's going to be minus between the two terms. And then you combine in the numbers. 4 and 1 is plus 5. And this is my final answer. There's nothing else to do. You can't do anything else. You just combine the like terms. Okay? And then you're going to do the next one, the same idea, the same way. You're going to take off the parentheses and then combine like terms. So let's go ahead and do number 3. So the first set of parentheses, the first polynomial is going to be the same. So I'm going to copy that, negative 3x squared plus 500x. And then distribute the negative. So it's going to change negative 124x and negative 14,000. So from here again, we're going to combine the like terms. So combining, there's only one x squared, so we're just going to keep that just the way it is. Then the x's, 500x and negative 124x, we're just going to combine those. And there's only one number, so I'm going to keep that. So when I do negative 3x squared, just that one, so I'm going to bring that down. Now we're combining 500x. So technically you have to subtract 500 minus 124x. It's going to be 3, so it's going to be plus 376x. And you're going to bring down negative 14,000. Okay? So that's your answer. You're just going to copy x squared, combine the x's, and copy the number. Okay? Nothing else. And then let's do the next one the same way. So I'm going to copy number 4, copy the first term, first polynomial, negative 12x squared plus 4,000x, and then minus 2,500x, minus, be careful with this negative, it's very easy to make mistake, negative 100,000. And then from here, we're going to combine them again. X squared, it's only one x squared. Then you have the x's, there are two x's, we're going to combine those two. And then it's only one number, you're going to bring that number down. Okay, and then just the answer is going to be negative 12x squared plus, when you subtract 4,000 minus 2,500 is going to be 1,500x minus 100,000. Okay, and that's my final answer. Any questions?
Did you give the -1 to those numbers on number 4?
Yes, ma'am, I did that, yes. See,
Okay.
the negative changed to 2,500.
Oh, okay. I
Negative
see.
change, yes, yes. That's
Okay.
a very common mistake. So you guys be careful with the negative in front of the parentheses. Looks like there is nothing, but it's that little negative there is changing all the signs. So just careful with that negative, okay? Okay, thank you for asking that. Any other questions? Okay, so we're gonna continue with next one, which is multiplying and simplifying. So here we're going to multiply polynomials, and I'm just going to do few of those. I'm not going to do all of those because they're the same. Okay, so here we have different methods of multiplying. You can do FOIL, you can do distribution, or um, table method also. So I'm going to show a few, so that way you have option to pick the one you like. Okay, so first I'm going to show you FOIL method. So FOIL, it's you can do FOIL when you have two terms and two. So you have 2x minus 1, 4x plus 3. So this is when you can do FOIL, F-O-I-L. Now, for number 13, you cannot do FOIL because you have two terms and three terms here. Okay? FOIL works if you have only 2 by 2 terms. Okay? And this is how FOIL works. F stands for first, so I'm multiplying. Let me do different colors so it's easier for you. So F stands for first here and first here. So I'm going to multiply 2x times 4x. So 2x times 4x is what? 8x squared, because if I multiply x by x, it's going to be x squared. Then the letter O stands for the outsides. So multiplying the 2x times 3. So 2x times 3 is going to be plus 6x. And then the letter I stands for the insides. So multiplying the insides, negative 1 times 4x. So that's negative 4x. Okay? Then the letter L stands for the last. Let's use this color. And you're multiplying negative 1 and 3. These are the last in each group. So it's going to be negative 3. Okay? So when you do FOIL, first, outside, inside, last, that's what you're going to get. And then from here, we're just going to combine these two like terms because these are the x's only. And you just copy everything else. So I'm going to copy 8x squared. And then 6x minus 2x is positive 2x. And then bring down the minus 3. Okay? So this is how you do FOIL. And again, FOIL works when you have two terms and two terms. Okay? So you can do FOIL for numbers 5, number 6, number 7, number 12, number 13 is not. Number 13 you have to do, I'll show you distribution or table method. Okay? Everybody understand that? So pretty much when you multiply, you do everything by everything you have to multiply. Okay? Any questions on FOIL?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Now, number 8, number 9, and number 11, they look a little different. They are squares, but you pretty much you're going to do the same because square means multiply 2 times by itself, right? So if I have number 8, 10x minus 1 squared, I'm not just going to square 10x and 1. I need to multiply. So this is the same like 10x minus 1 times 10x minus 1. So I'm multiplying it 2 times by itself. Okay? So keep that in mind. Hold on, I just want to move this a little bit so I have room. So just keep in mind when you have square, you technically gonna multiply. You wanna multiply 10x minus 1, 10x minus 1, 2 times by itself. The same idea for number 9. For number 9, you have 4x plus 2 squared. That means you're going to multiply 4x plus 2 times 4x plus 2, right? Okay? And the same with number 11. X plus h squared is pretty much x plus h, x plus h. Okay? So all of these questions from 5 to 13, you have to multiply. Okay? And one of the methods is FOIL. Okay, I'm going to show you the second method, which is distributing. So how you distribute? So what you're doing here, distribution method, is going to be multiply 3x by averaging, and that's going to be 3x by 3x plus 5. And then the next one, you're multiplying -5 by averaging. So it's going to be -5 by 3x plus 5. Okay, and this method works for anything. It doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't have to be 2 by 2. And then from here, you're going to distribute again. So you're going to multiply 3x times 3x, 3x times 5. So it's going to be 9x squared plus 15x, and then multiply the other parentheses, -5 and both of those. So it's going to be minus 15x minus 25. And then after that, you combine the like terms and you're done. You copy everything and you're done. So you're going to bring down 9x squared and then minus 15. And minus 15 is 0. In this case, they're going to cancel out, right? It's 0. And then you're going to bring down negative 25. Okay? So that's how you do distribution. You multiply from the first set of parentheses, you multiply everything by the second set of parentheses. Okay? So that was the second method I wanted to show you. And I'm going to show, so number 13 is good to do distribution. So multiply, or the table method. I'm going to show you one more table method. So here you can do 5x times everything and -2 times everything. Okay? So you can do 13 by distribution. And also you can do 13 by the table method. So I'm going to show you table method also. Okay? So these are the two methods, and I'm going to show you the last one, number 7. I'm going to show you the last method. So the last method, it's called table method. So here we're going to set up a little table. See, here we have 2 terms, right? And here we have 2 terms. So I'm going to make a table 2 by 2. So it's going to, sorry, I'm going to make it like this. So it's going to be 2 rows and 2 columns, like this. Okay? Actually, let me move this a little bigger. Okay, so what you're doing now, we're going to put 6x plus 7, the first one. Let's do different colors. So the first one, you can put it horizontal or vertical, doesn't matter. So I'm going to put it here. So it's going to be 6x and plus 7. And then the other one, I'm going to put it vertical. Doesn't matter which one is where. So 6x and plus 7 is down here. Okay? And then from there, we're going to fill out this table like multiplication table. You know how the multiplication table looks like? So the number in the first box here is going to be when I multiply 6x by 6x. So 6x and 6x is 36x squared, right? And then the next box over here is going to be when I multiply 6x times 7. So 6 times 7 is 42x. Yes? And then the bottom, the number here, over here in this box, is going to be when I multiply 7 times 6x. That's 42x. And then the number over here, the last box empty, is going to be when I multiply 7 by 7, right? 49. So just fill out that table like multiplication table. Okay? And then after that, we're going to combine like terms. So we're going to look at everything inside, everything here, and you're going to combine like terms. So we have 36x squared only. So you're going to bring down 36x squared. And then you're going to add those two, x and x. So 42x plus 42x is going to be plus 84x, right? And you're going to bring down 49. And that's my final answer. So that's how you do the table method. Okay, any questions?
No, ma'am.
So which method you like the best? The FOIL, the
I like
distribution,
foil.
or table?
I
Huh?
like foil.
FOIL, okay. Yes, you can use FOIL, but if it's bigger like 13, you have to do distribution or table. So in between the distribution and table, which one you like better?
I think it depends on how many variables there
Yeah.
are in the equation.
Yeah, so we're gonna do 13. So for 13, which one you wanna do? The distribution or the table method?
We have to do table.
Table. Okay, let's do the table. Yeah, the table, it's kind of neat. It's more organized and you're kind of doing it step by step. So if it's bigger polynomials, if you multiply bigger polynomials, table method is a good way to do it because it's kind of more, you see everything, you're doing it step by step. It's less, to make mistake, you don't make too many mistakes here, okay? So let's go ahead and do 13. I'm going to do this, is going to be the last one for this multiplying. I'm not going to do everything. So let's go ahead and do 13. And we're going to do table method. So I'm going to do here 2 by 3, right? Because we have two polynomials. So this is 2 and this is 3. So it's going to be, the table is going to be 2 by 3. Now it doesn't matter if it's 2 by 3 or 3 by 2, doesn't matter. I'm just going to make it like this. Okay. And over here, I'm going to put, obviously, 2x minus 5 should be here. 5x minus 2. And then the other one is going to go horizontal. So we have x squared, negative x, and positive 3. So you see the sign goes with the term, okay, after. So here we're going to fill out the table like multiplication table. So we're going to fill out multiplying. 5x times x squared is going to be 5x cubed. Then over here is going to be 5x times negative x is negative 5x squared. And then it's going to be 15x. And it's a positive 15x, right? Then you're going to do the second row, it's negative 2x squared. And then negative times negative, it's positive 2x. And this is negative 6. Now, when you combine the like terms, they're always going to be like diagonals. These are the like terms, these two. Okay? So we're going to copy the 5x cubed. So that's final answer, 5x cubed. Now, negative 2 and negative 5 is negative 7x squared. And then 2 plus 15 is 17x. And then minus 6. So this is my final answer. Any questions? I'm just going to make this better. So now, if you guys want, we can do one more. You want to do one more?
Yes, I would like to do number 12.
Number 12, yeah, let's do the fractions. Okay, for number 12, which method you want to do? You can do, you want to do FOIL, distributing, or table?
Table.
Oh, you like table now? Okay. Yeah, let's do the table. So we have 2 by 2. So I need table 2 by 2, right? Okay, so we're going to put, okay, let's do horizontal is 1/2 x and 5. And we have 8x and minus 4 here. And then you're going to multiply. 1/2 of 8 is 4 and x squared. And then 1/2 of negative 4 is negative 2x. And then 5 times, when you multiply by, see 1/2 really good cancel with the 4 and the 8. So we don't have, the answer is not going to have fractions. So, but if you have fraction, you're just gonna use you can use calculator to add and subtract fractions and multiply fractions. So the next row is gonna be 5 times 8 is 40x and negative 20. And then we're gonna combine the like terms. And again, those two are gonna be diagonal, gonna be the like terms. So we're gonna bring down the 4x squared, and then 40 minus 2 is 38x minus 20. Okay, so this is gonna be the final answer. Okay, so that's how you do the fractions, the same way, just sometimes you need, if you need to use calculator. Okay, so that's how you multiply, add, and subtract polynomials. Now let's do some applications where we're going to talk about revenue and cost function. And this is your formula. This is what you need to remember. The profit is always revenue minus cost. Okay, so here what you have given the revenue and the cost, and you have to find the profit. And how you do that? You just subtract those two polynomials, those two functions. So we have the profit, usually using P of X for the profit, is revenue. So I'm going to copy this, minus copy this. So it's going to be negative 5x squared plus 480x. That's my revenue. Minus, I'm going to copy the cost in parentheses, 163x plus 15,000. And then you have polynomial minus polynomial. You're going to take off the parentheses. Be careful with this negative one in front. Be careful with this. It's going to change it. So you're going to have negative 5x squared plus 480x. I'm just going to copy that. Minus 163x. And it's going to be minus 15,000. Careful with this. Minus 15,000 is a common mistake. And then we're going to just combine those two. So it's going to be negative 5x squared. And then plus, here we have to subtract 480 minus 163. That gives me 317x. And bring down minus 15,000. Okay? And that should be my final answer. That's the function of the profit. That's the profit function. Okay? And then we have one more the same way. Okay? And I'm going to skip that the same way. Revenue minus cost. Now let's go ahead over the next part here, which is talking about the this is the formula for the revenue. So if they give you the price, you have to multiply by the quantity to get the revenue function. Okay? So here they give you the profit, the price, they give you the quantity, you just have to multiply them. So the revenue function, see this is capital R, R of X, the revenue, is gonna be the price, which is 15x. You're gonna multiply by 0.5x plus 12. And here you have to distribute. See, 15x is only one term, so just have to multiply 15x times this and 15x times 12. So what is 15x times 0.5? So just gonna multiply 15 times 0.5 is 7.5x squared. Because you multiply x times x, that's give me x squared. Plus, you're gonna multiply 15 times 12. Use calculator, of course, it's 180 x. Okay, and that's my revenue function. You just multiply price times quantity, and the next one is the same way. Okay, so that's how you do polynomials. Okay, so here in the homework, what you need to do for number one, you have to just organize it in decreasing order for the exponents. So s to the 8, because 8 is the highest exponent, is going to go first, and then the next exponent. So this is the first because it's the highest exponent. This is going to be the second term because it's the next number, exponent 6. So technically you're looking only at the exponent 8, exponent 6, exponent 4. And that's the order. And that's how you put it in. Okay? Then the next one is going to be number 2. For number 2, you have to get the degree. The degree of the polynomial is the highest exponent. So the highest exponent here is 4. So the degree is going to be just the number 4. That's it. And then the next one, question they're asking, okay, choose the correct type of polynomial. So if these are the names, if you have one term, it's called monomial. If there are 2 terms, it's called binomial. If there are 3 terms, it's called trinomial. Okay? So these are the names of each polynomial. So these are only the first 3 terms. They have another nickname. Look it like a nickname. Everything is polynomials, but if you have only one term, it's monomial. If there are 2, it's binomial. If there are 3, it's trinomial. Okay? So these are kind of nicknames. Look at these like nicknames. So looking at my polynomial here, how many terms we have? 1, 2 terms, right? So if there are 2 terms, it's what?
Binomial.
Binomial. Good job. It's a binomial. Oh, hold on. It's a
And so does the nomials, does the I guess the prefix of the nomial, does that go by like the kind of the alphabet that you guys use for numbers, where like 4 would be quad, 5 would be pent, and
No,
all and
no,
all
no.
that?
Only
No?
the first 3 have nicknames.
Only
Only
the
the
first
first 3
3?
have. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, all of these are polynomials, but because the first 3, they're very common use, they have kind of nickname. Look it like a nickname, another name. Okay? Only the first 3. You have monomial, you have binomial, and trinomial, because
Okay.
these are common use. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All of those are polynomials. Okay? But
Yes.
these 3, they have specific names. Okay? Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
So that's right. Fantastic. Going to the next one is again the same way. What type it is? It's how many terms? 1, 2, 3, right? So it's going to be what?
Trinomial.
Trinomial. That's right. Okay. And then let's see what else you have. Oh, what is it? Oh, I didn't complete. Oh, I need to finish. Okay. What is the degree of the polynomial? The highest exponent is 2, right? Okay. So pretty much that's what you have. Some of questions here. Give the coefficient and the degree. So coefficient is the number in front of that term. So looking at this, a term, what is the coefficient? That's the number in front. What is it? 6, right? And then what is the degree? The degree is the highest exponent. What is the degree? 2, right?
2. Yes, ma'am.
That's how you do it, yes. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have add like terms. So we're gonna combine -3 plus 7. How many is that? 4, right? But it's not 14, it's gonna be 4m to the 7. So when you combine like terms, the terms stay the same, you just add in the coefficients, right? Everybody understand that? So m to the 7 is gonna be m to the 7. You just add in the numbers in front. 7 minus 3 is 4, okay? It's not, you don't do anything with the exponents. When you multiply, then the exponent change, okay? Combine like terms again. So here we have, can you simplify something? Can you combine like terms here? So you have x to the 5, x to the 5, x to the 5. So all of these are like terms because they have x to the 5. So when you combine x to the 5s, all the numbers in front, how many is, what is -9 plus 7 minus 3?
-5.
That's right, -5. So the answer is going to be -5, that's what you put here. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to, okay. -5, and then you put x with exponent what?
To the 5th power.
To the 5th power. You keep the same power, yes. Okay, good job with that. And then here we have to add. So for number, I don't know what, 7, you have to add. So you have to take off the way I show you. Take off the parentheses, combine like terms. Okay, you got that, right? I'm gonna go to the next one. You're gonna add the same way. You're gonna take off the parentheses, combine like terms. Here we're gonna subtract from. Let me do this because if it says from, that means this is the first one. So technically you're doing 7w fifth plus 6w squared minus 2 minus the other one. 9w fifth minus 4w2 plus 13. Be careful when you subtract, put it in parentheses always. I mean, you can put parentheses here, but the first parentheses are not important because they don't change anything. But the second is going to change everything because of this -1 in front. Okay, be careful. It's a common mistake. Don't forget the negative. Change everything. Okay, and then you're going to get, let's rewrite it. 7w fifth plus 6w squared minus 2, and then minus 9w5 plus 4w squared minus 13. Change it. And then from here, going to combine 5th to the 5th. So it's going to be 7 minus 9 is what? -2. And you keep the w5. And then the next one, you're combining w squared and w squared. So 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 10 w squared. And then you're combining the numbers. -2 and -13 is -15. So that should be my final answer. Okay? Everybody understanding this? So careful when you subtract from. So from is going to go, the one goes in front. And I'm just going to put the answer just for you to double check. W with exponent 5 plus 10w squared minus 15. Okay, that was good. And then the next one is multiplying. So here when you multiply, you have to multiply the numbers and you have to multiply A and A. So when you multiply A and A, it's going to give you, you're going to add the exponents, right? That's the rule. A3 and A4 is going to be A, you add in 3 plus 4 is 7, and you multiply -4 times -3 is -12. So when you multiply two monomial one terms, you multiply the numbers, you multiply the same exponent. A with A, B with B. If you have B, you combine the exponents for A, for B, whatever it is, okay? So my final answer here should be -12A with exponent 7. Because you're adding. So you're multiplying 3 and 4, -4 and 3, and you're adding the exponents for A. Oops, I need to put it here. -12A with exponent 7. Okay? That's how you do that. The next one is FOIL. I show you a few different methods of this. You can FOIL or you can combine like terms, but make sure you simplify them. This is the same way. You're gonna FOIL, distribute, or use the table, doesn't matter. Okay, and let me do this is a little bit, you're doing 3 things. So here you're gonna multiply these 2 first, and then you're gonna multiply by this in front, okay? So I'm gonna multiply 4y plus 5, multiply by y minus 3 first. You can do FOIL, first and first, the outside, the inside, and the last. So that's gonna be 4y squared. 4y and 3 is -12y plus 5y minus 15. And then combine those two. So it's going to be 4y squared minus 7y minus 15. And this answer I need to multiply by 5 y to the fourth. So when I multiply, I'm going to distribute everything by 4y minus y to the fourth. So it's going to be 5 times 4 is 20. Y, I'm going to add 4 plus 2 is 6. And then minus 7 times 5 is 35. Y, 4 plus 1 is 5th. So careful with that. Minus, what is 15 times 5? It's 75. Y to the fourth. And this is what you're going to put for your final answer, all of this. Okay? If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to put it in so we can kind of see what it is. Minus 35y. Make sure you have whatever variable you have, whatever letter A, B, C, X, Y, Z, whatever is given, that's what you're going to use. Don't change the letters. Use the same. Don't use capital. Sometimes it's a, oops. Oh, I did it wrong. What I did wrong? Let's see. 4x plus 5, y minus 3. Minus 12 plus 5 minus 15. Probably, oh.
Instead of minus 75.
Yes. I did that wrong, yes. I'm sorry, what did you say? 75 times 5? 15 times.
On the answer box.
Oh, that's right. I was looking at the solution and I'm like, yes, thank you. I just switched 75 to 57. Yes, thank you. I was just thinking about, probably that's why I made that mistake. I was just thinking about, do you guys want me to put something wrong so you can see what's happened? So be careful, watch out what you're thinking. Your thoughts create your reality. So be careful what you're thinking, okay? Even if it's unconscious, okay? Subconscious, you don't know what it is, but if you have thoughts which bother you, just get rid of them. I was thinking to show you how the wrong answer looks like, or I was just thinking about what's happened if you make mistake, right? Okay, so be careful, watch your thoughts, they create your reality, okay? And if you want to know, you can read about the law of attraction. They talk about all that stuff, okay? So now, next one is the same way. You're gonna FOIL this, right? The same way. I'm gonna skip that. The next one is the same way. You're gonna distribute. The next one is again FOIL. Now square, I told you square means multiply 2 times by itself, right? So I'm gonna multiply, in this one, you're gonna multiply s plus 8 2 times, s plus 8. So pretty much you're gonna FOIL again, okay? The same idea, and I'm not gonna do it, just the same way, okay? The next one is another square, so again multiply 7x plus 5 times 7x plus 5 and distribute the same way. Okay, let's do this one. So here we have operation of division of polynomial. How you divide polynomial. So let me show you how to divide. So division of polynomial is pretty much divide. So you divide in 30x to the 4 minus 9x cubed. This polynomial, you're dividing by 3x, right? So when you divide, you pretty much divide each term by 3x, right? So you have to do 30x 4, and division, it's like you can use division like division sign, or you can use fraction for division, minus 9x3 divided by 3x. So division of polynomial, if you have only one term, so you're dividing by monomial, this is the easiest way to do. You split the fraction. So you split the top, this over 3x, this over 3x, and if you have more, you just do it the same. So if you have only one term in the bottom, that's the best way. And then you reduce. Number divided by number, 30 divided by 3 is 10, right? And then when you divide, you just subtract 3 minus 1, right? So it's going to be 10x3. because 4 minus 1 is 3. You subtract the exponents. Okay? Minus, here you divide. 9 divided by 3 is 3, right? So it's going to be 3. And again, 3 minus 1, you subtract the exponents for x square, right? So that's what you're going to get for this one. Everybody understand the division? You split the fraction. You divide each term by the denominator.
I have a question. What
Yes.
if the denominator contains a different
More, yes, more
division?
terms.
Yeah,
Yes.
different terms.
Yes, yes. I'm going to tell you that. So if you divide by monomial, this is the best way. If you divide by binomial, if you have two terms, for example, see, the last one is also like that. So you don't have, but I'm going to show you. Okay, so the last one is the same way. So number 20 in your homework is the same way. You divide by monomial, by one term. So you're going to split it again and do it the same way. Now, what's happened if it's two terms? There are two methods of doing it, long division and synthetic division, okay? And it's a little bit complicated method. If you want, I can show you how to do that, but you don't have it in this homework, okay? Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so that's what you have for today. Okay, so factoring, it's an operation which is opposite of FOIL, opposite of multiplying. Okay, it's not dividing. Dividing, it's opposite operation. Factoring, it's doing it backwards. So let me explain. So when you multiply, for example, if I have to multiply x times x minus 2, for example, when I multiply x times x and x times negative 2, I'm going to get x squared minus 2x, right? That's how you multiply. So multiplying, distributing, you're going to get this, right? When you go this way, it's called multiplying or distributing, so times. Now, if I go back like this, if I give you this and I ask you to factor, it's called factoring. Okay? And factoring means looking at this and see what they have in common. Both of those have x's, right? So I can pull out one x, you pull out one x, and you write down what is left. Okay? So for example, x squared minus 2x. X squared means you have x times x, right? Minus 2x. So what you're doing, you're going to pull out 1x from here, 1x from here, and those 2x are going to be like common x. What they have in common is going to go in front. And then in the parentheses, you're going to put what is left. X minus 2 is left, right? So that's how you factor the common factor. It's called greatest common factor. Okay? So factoring, it's like going back. If I have this given, going back to the parentheses, to the multiplication. Okay? So let's go ahead and do this one, number 1 in your homework 10. So I have 5s minus 10, and looking at those, what they have in common. I have 5. 10 is divisible by 5, right? So I can write 10 to be 5 times 2, right? So actually I have 5 times s minus, this is s, looks like 5 a little bit, but it's a s, and then 5 times 2. So both of those, they have 5. So I can pull out 1 5 from each term. When you factor, have to be in the same. Each term have to have the same. 5. And then what is left? S minus 2, right? That's what is left. And this should be my answer. Okay? Everybody understand that? So I have 5 parentheses s minus 2. Close. Oh, sorry. 5. Okay. S minus 2. Close the parentheses. Okay? So you just enter it exactly like that. Okay? You want to do another one? Let's do another one. Any questions so far?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, let's do the next one. We have 12a to the 4 plus 4a. So I have 12a4 plus 4a. So what they have in common, looking at the numbers 12 and 4, what is like common factor? What is like what they have in common? 4, right? So I'm going to pull out 4. And if you want, you can kind of look at it divided by 4 because you're going to multiply, right? And then we have also both of those, they have A and A. I'm going to pull out 1A. And what is going to be left? So when I pull out, it's kind of whatever you put in front, that's what you're dividing by. Okay? So 4 and A are the common factors. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. A4 divided by A to the first, you subtract the exponents, is going to be A cubed. Plus 4 divided by 4 is 1, right? They cancel out. A divided by A also cancel out, but you have to put plus 1. Okay? Because when you divide, you have 1 left. So you can look at when you decide what you're going to factor out, you divide each term by whatever it's in front. And then after you divide inside, you're going to see what is left inside. Make sense?
Yes.
So 4a is in front, and then 3a, oops, no z, a with exponent 3 plus 1, and close the parentheses. Okay, so that's how you factor the common factor. Okay, the next one is the same way. Here we have a little more complicated. You have numbers, you have m, we have n. So you have to factor from each of those terms something. So let's do this together also. Negative 6m squared and 4 minus 36m squared and 3. So let's look at the numbers, what they have in common. Negative and negative, so both of those negative. 6, right? 6 is the common factor. So I'm going to divide by negative 6 and negative 6, both of those. Now, what else? M. Both of those have M. What is the highest exponent? When you factor the letters, you need to factor the lowest exponent. So both of those have M squared. So I'm going to factor M squared. And then N, how many N? We have 3, we have 4. We're going to factor the lowest, 3, and 3. And then inside the parentheses, what is left? So negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1. M squared cancel. N4 minus N3 is going to be just 1 N left. Because 4 minus 3 is going to be 1. N to the first. Then minus and minus 6 here cancel. So it's going to be plus, because negative over negative make it positive. 36 divided by 6 is 6. M squared cancel. N3 cancel. So only 6 is left. Okay? So this should be my final answer. And I'm going to put it in. I have negative 6m to the squared and with exponent 3 parentheses n plus 6. Okay, that's how you factor it. Okay, and the next one is the same way. You're going to look at the numbers and you're going to look at the x. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to go over the questions where you can do something. Select the correct choice. Factor out. So I'm going to show you this also. I'm going to tell you where we're going to stop, and we can finish this next time. But I'm just going to go a factor in the greatest common factor. So they're asking for factor the greatest common factor, right? So looking at these two terms we have two terms, right? Because we have So you have all this minus all this, right? There are two terms. Now, we don't have to multiply. We don't have to do the parentheses. It says factor out. So looking at each term individually, what they have in common. See, we have 7z minus 3, and the other one have 7z minus 3. So that's going to be my common factor. 7z minus 3 is the common factor. And then what is left after I factor it out? I have left with this minus this, right? I'm going to write it like this and I'll show you how to simplify. So I have z plus 9 left from the first term minus z minus 8 from the second term. Okay? And then you're going to simplify inside here now. We're going to take off the parentheses, so it's going to be z plus 9. Again, careful with this negative. Minus z plus 8. Now z and z cancel, right? Because z minus z is 0. And I have 9 plus 8 is 17. So my answer is 17. And then 7z minus 3. Usually in spoken rules, you put one term in front and then 2. But if you put it backwards, it's not going. I don't think it's going to be wrong. Okay? But you have to simplify the parentheses, this parentheses here. So I have 17, 7z minus 3. Okay? So that's how you do this one. Okay, and then the next question is factor by grouping. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and we're going to do this next time. Next time we're going to go over grouping and then you're going to go over, the next one is grouping again. Grouping, factor by grouping. I mean, it's really easy, but I'm going to go over that next time. You have enough for today. And trinomial, we're going to factor also trinomial, 3 terms. Okay? So we're going to do factor trinomial, factor by grouping next time. And then you have 2 terms. So we're going to finish factoring next time. And you're going to solve equation by factoring next time. Okay? So that's what we have for today. Any questions?